are you today? I hope you're having a really good day. I have an exciting Jamieson Smith haul to share with you guys, and I have a few favorite things I wanted to mention, as well as progress on my row cardigan. I saw that Gudrun Johnson was publishing kind of newer versions of her mother's old patterns from the 70s. I bought the book and it inspired me to buy a cone from Jamieson Smith, and it's a newer color of theirs. You can see on camera it looks like a brown, which it is, but to be honest, when I see it in person, it looks kind of like a black mixed with enough red and yellow that it appears brown at a distance. It has a little bit more of a cooler tone in real life than I think it does from afar, because of that red and yellow makes it very warm looking. And yellow is kind of my thing right now. Whenever I go to the thrift store, there's just this color, this yellow color that pops out at me, and I don't even love it. I kind of hate it, and that's why I love it so much. I found a velvet t-shirt in this color and I just thought it was so weird that I wanted it. And then I found a fuzzy jacket, like a polyester coat, and it matched that shirt perfectly, so I bought that. And then I found pants in this color that were corduroy and I bought those, and now I just wear them all together all of the time, and I'm just in yellow head to toe. There were two on their website. I couldn't tell them apart. This is the color 91 and this is the color 92, and you can see that they're very similar. I bought this cone with the intention of knitting at least a single sweater project from that book, and then I purchased along with it a bunch of different hues. I don't know how you describe it. Earwax orange. These are some of the colors that I purchased from Jamieson Smith in my recent haul. I bought multiples of some of them. The ones that I thought I would love most, I bought several of. So I have two of this rust, and this is the color FC38 mix. And then I bought 4 skeins of the 1285, which is a much more bright orange. So I have 100 grams of this, and I bought 2 skeins each of the 91 and 92. I'm sure that with whichever project I use one of these, I will exclude the other. Then I bought some red and green. So I thought I couldn't go wrong with a little pop of this or that. Green is one of my favorite colors just by nature, because of plants and whatnot. And this is one of my favorites. This green is called FC12. And this red is the 125 copper. That's my Jamieson Smith haul. I'm more excited than anything about this shade card. So I'm gonna give you close-ups of each of these and we'll go through that together. If you want to get a closer look of any of these colors, I do recommend just pausing the screen where you see the color and the shade. So there's those, which are some of my favorites. You can see that these ones here are similar but still different, and it's nice to see them alongside each other. Now these ones are, a lot of them dyed, so they're going to be a little bit more rich in color saturation, of course, than maybe the natural ones that might appear a little bit more heathered. So they're a little bit flatter, if that means anything to you. They just have a little bit less heathered look. And you can see that that white is very white, not at all like the natural white. In person, there's a striking contrast between those two. This color 77 is, in my mind, a true black. I think that I own a cone of this 81. It's like very much black, but with a little bit of a silvery white thread in there. And you can see like these are true kind of heather grays, dark charcoal, heather gray. This is like a silvery white kind of ash type of gray. And then you go through the neutrals. Gorgeous colors. And greens. This is a really cheerful color. I adore the FC11, FC12. I think I showed you I bought a few skeins of. These colors here with the blue and green, they're quite lovely. I could definitely see myself working with one of these teal colors one day. And FC64 is another really intriguing color. You can see that in the yellow variety, they don't have as many hues. I would like to see more kind of coppery shades, but I can see too, like there's almost a card for those alone. So you could easily make the argument that there's so many colors that you have to split them onto 2 cards. But you don't get the same kind of spectrum as you do with the green and the blues. So I'm sure if they ever redesigned their entire structure, they would probably find innumerable ways to combine all these shades. And I can see how there's a beautiful kind of gradient here among the reds and the oranges. These 3 shades, these make a nice gradient in person, very subtle shift in color. Some reds has some bit of red strands or pink strands in there, so this 52 shade is like a glowing pink. It really stands out. It's super bright. I would say it's a little bit more violet in person than on camera. Right now it's showing up very warm. And that shade 93 is really one of my favorite reds. I adore this FC6. I love the heathered colors most, I found. FC50 and 51 are nice as well. Very subtle pink shades. Here we have some jewel tone colors. I wonder if all of these are new. I, of course, recently purchased a cone of this, a few skeins of this, I think 4 I purchased, and then 2 of these. These look quite nice together. And the last 2 are the Shetland Heritage and the Heritage Naturals. Now the difference, and I can finally feel it for myself, I've never purchased any of this yarn. This is a woolen, the jumper weight is a woolen spun yarn. It has lots of air in it. The fibers are pointing in many directions. And with the Shetland Heritage yarn, it is a worsted spun yarn. You can see that the plies really stand out on their own. They're a little bit more smooth in nature, and I would say that this is quite soft in comparison. It's very smooth. So they're quite primary and bold. I do like this gold color quite a lot. But I personally gravitate towards the natural colors in this line. And I very much wish to knit a sweater with this yarn one day. Very pretty. I'm really not feeling well today. My back is hurting me a lot. I think that I need to sit down with my heating pad. I worked too hard outside yesterday with the leaf blower. I think that's why I want to imagine I feel so sore and tired. But to be honest, I just feel a lot of inflammation in my body and I don't feel good. I feel very fatigued. I want to give you a brief update on my row cardigan. This is a pieced cable design. This is the left side. I have not blocked this piece, but you can see that I start with that tubular cast on for the 2x2 rib, knit that for about 5 inches, and then continue charts A and C for the left and right sides along the front. And then the majority of the front of this cabled cardigan is the fold over collar, which is a lot to have remaining to knit when I want this done in less than a week. So I have still a lot to do. I'm almost halfway done, I want to say, not quite, with the second front side. All other pieces are finished but the collar, so really excited to move on and continue working on this, but I will have it done. And in hibernation of sorts, I still have the mohair silk held with Elsa wool Cormo yarn in that pullover raglan. As soon as I'm finished with my cardigan, I'll complete that project while casting on 1 or 2 new things. I don't know yet what they are because I feel like I'm approaching the finish line on this and I don't have the time for distractions. Now, if you are a big YouTube person, you might know Peter Mon. I love Peter Mon. He has like 5 different channels and he always jokes about being a candle review company, and he enables me to make random purchases from Bath and Body Works. And I picked up this marshmallow pumpkin latte hand soap, which isn't normally the kind of thing I gravitate towards, but it's like it's kind of like the Lush Karma hard soap. It's very sweet and warm, but it doesn't have that kind of gross pastry fragrance that a lot of the like pumpkin things do. I really liked this hand soap and I wanted to tell you about that because it's one that I'm enjoying right now. I also very much enjoy just wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants that match. There's this cute little embroidery of a skull and a bear, and I just really am a super fan of Ela Klein, and I wanted to own some of her merchandise, so I've been snuggling in this all night and day. My body just hurts too much to change my clothes. When it got to the point where I needed to change, I just like, I can't, I hurt so badly. So that's probably gonna be it of this week's episode. I hope that you're well and that you have a wonderful day. If you want to find me on social media, my name is Taylor E. Owen on Ravelry, Instagram, and Twitter. And you'll find me as Taylor Knits on TikTok. I hope you have a great day and that you take care.